What's going on? It's Audrey here with cbcanetwork.com. Welcome back to another weekly live stream. On this channel, we help entrepreneurs and business owners get access to personal and business funding using our simple 5-step process. So we want to welcome everybody back to the channel. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash the like button. It helps our content get out to a wider audience. And we greatly appreciate the support. So welcome back. We got a great live stream tonight. We're going to be talking about 3 ways to boost your personal credit scores, right? Last week, we talked about some ways to kind of structure your personal credit so that you can survive this next quote unquote recession, right? So tonight, we want to just kind of get into some tips to be mindful of, even in good times in the economy or bad times in the economy. These are some things that you just want to make a habit, make it a practice to do on an ongoing basis. So we're going to get into some tips to boost your credit score at least 50 to 100 points. So welcome, guys. Welcome back. If you have not yet, make sure you head over and text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360 to get registered for our next Business Funding Made Easy one-day masterclass. We just had the last masterclass Saturday. So this past Saturday, June 25th, our next one-day event will be July 23rd. So 10 a.m. for general admission, 9 a.m. for VIP. I highly recommend you jump into VIP, right? We have, if you use code EZ, you can save $50 off VIP. It'll make the ticket $97. So I'm going to put that down at the bottom below, but I would highly recommend hopping in VIP. We had a gentleman, my guy, Andre, he jumped on the call, right? He came to the event in May. We had a masterclass in May. He came to the masterclass in May. He ran the Wells Fargo play, the first part of it. He got the business credit card, soft inquiry, $15K. Just from coming to that one play made him $15K, right? And we gave everybody who came to the VIP session in May that $100K Wells Fargo play. Now, we did do the video. We did the live stream on how to get $100,000 from Wells Fargo. So that play is still running. You could definitely try to run it up with Wells Fargo right now as we speak. They are still, they're still approving people. One thing to mention about that Wells Fargo pay that I don't think I mentioned in the live stream is that they do pull business Equifax. So I don't know if I mentioned that in the live stream. They do pull business Equifax. So you do want to have something there. I recommend 1 to 3 trade lines. Some people say 5 business trade lines on business Equifax, but you need something there. You need the data to match. Whatever you put on the business line of credit application, the business credit card application needs to be the same on the business profiles. Because remember, even with an 800 credit score, you can still get denied for business funding if something is off on your business profile. So if you got negative items on the business profile, you missed a payment on your gas card, something like that, make sure you're checking your NAV scores very, very frequently. And I'll put the link down below to sign up for NAV, because NAV is going to become more and more crucial as we go into these next couple months. But I don't want to take up too much time on the live stream. Again, head over to easymasterclass.com. Use code EZ to save $50 off VIP. Where you guys checking in from, man? Where everybody checking in from, man? Let me know in the comments, please, please, please. But again, tonight we're going to be talking about how to boost your personal credit scores 50 to 100 points. So we want to give you guys 3 tips, right? Because it's not just enough to have a 700, right? I don't believe in an actual score getting you approved. And for those of you who came to Saturday's event, you understand why I say your credit score will never get you an approval. It's the profile. It's the profile. What does your credit report say? How does it read? What type of accounts do you have? What are the balances on these accounts? How long have you had these accounts open? Those type of data points are what's going to carry you through the next 6 to 12 months. Okay, family? So if you want to learn more about how to structure your personal credit properly, I highly recommend you hit up the masterclass. But tonight, I just want to get into 3 tips to help you kind of boost your personal credit score so that you can get more funding, whether business on the business side of the house or the personal credit side of the house, because the more you have structured your personal credit, it makes getting business credit a lot easier, right? Makes it a lot easier. And so I appreciate that, man. Someone said, let's go to the comments. Somebody said, Big Dog, the GOAT, family blessings. Ain't no one doing it like you. I appreciate that. So, first things first, right? Number one, when you're trying to boost your personal credit, you have to stop applying for new credit in a short window. And here's what I mean. You go on YouTube, you finally got that 700 credit score, 720, you're in the game, right? You ready to play. And you go and get 3 or 4 new credit cards, or you go get a personal loan and you go get a line of credit from your credit union, and you hit for 25K with a Navy Federal personal credit card. You want to make sure not only are you keeping your inquiries low, but your new accounts. Because remember, the one part of our credit score, the 15%, the history, a lot of people overlook this aspect of your credit. And where it comes into play for business funding is when you open up new accounts in a short amount of time, banks look at that as a risk because they don't know how you're going to handle that new credit. Okay. You have to understand when you open up new accounts, right? Those accounts really don't give you any point value as far as FICO is concerned until 3 months. So at the 3-month mark, that's where you first start to get points, right? And not a lot of points. So let's just say the point value was an American Express card, and let's say the point value for FICO was 2. You're only going to get 2 points after 3 payments for that account. Now, at the 6-month mark, you'll get 6. So you'll get 2 times. So you'll get 4. I'm sorry. So you'll get 4 points for that trade line at the 6-month mark. So if it was 2 points for that American Express card you opened up, after 3 months, you'll get 2 points for FICO. After 6 months, you'll get 4 points because it doubled. So you have to understand that when you're opening these accounts, you have to utilize these credit unions strategically, because remember, with the credit unions, you can double dip, triple dip. Okay, remember, True Lion Federal Credit Union, the inquiry is good for 90 days. So if you wanted to get a business line of credit, if you wanted to get a home equity line of credit, if you wanted to then get an auto loan refinanced, you got pretty much a 90-day window where that hard inquiry is good, right? So you have to be strategic, but what you don't want to do is rack up a bunch of inquiries, right? That's why it's always good to kind of know what bureau each bank is pulling from. Okay, so go on YouTube, go to the My FICO boards, start researching who these banks are pulling for different credit products, right? You got to remember, like certain banks for business funding, they pull 3 bureaus. So like Capital One, for instance, they pull all 3 bureaus. Which is kind of bad, because if you already have a Capital One credit card on your personal file, disputing that inquiry can get, it could become a gray area. So just remember, guys, number one, stop applying for credit in a short window. Okay. Stop applying for credit in a short window, because when you do that, you're hurting your personal credit scores. Now, I'm not saying don't apply for new credit, right? But just be strategic. Understand what bureau they pull, right? I have a case study video that we put on our website where I broke down how I got $50,000 in funding in a little over a week and a half. And it was because I knew which bureau each bank pulled. And so it didn't necessarily impact all my scores across all 3 bureaus. So you have to understand how this game works, okay? You have to stop applying for new credit in a short window. And when I say a short window, I mean 30 days or less. If you have 4, 5, 6, 7 accounts open in a 30-day time frame, especially if it's like a personal loan or a mortgage or anything where it's like a installment type of debt, your credit score is going to tank. When your credit score goes down, sometimes that takes you out of the sweet spot for certain types of funding, whether it's business credit cards, business lines of credit, term loans, etc. So it's always good to apply for credit in a tight window and be strategic. Know which bureau each bank is pulling before you apply. Don't try to make it a guessing game, okay, family? Let's see. Let's go to the comments real quick. Kings Forever said, I'm desiring to speed up my ability to get funding. How can I accomplish this? Been in business since 2014. Pay their score, credit high 600. I would say reach out to the team, Kings, and let's see how we can help you with your personal credit. We do offer that in our one-on-one accelerator program. So just reach out to me. Hit me at info@cbcanetwork.com. I will put the I'll put that up there so you can hit me at info@cbcanetwork.com. I will just type in the subject line one-on-one help, and we can see how we can, work together, see if we're a good fit, let you know about our program, and go from there. But step number one, stop applying for new credit in a short window. Okay. Now, reading my notes. Step number two, to improve your personal credit scores in 30 days, right? 50 to 100 points. You got to stop maxing out your credit cards. And when I say maxing them out, I'm not saying don't use them. I'm saying leaving a high balance on these cards. So remember, most times when you have a high balance on your personal credit cards, it tanks your score. 35% of your score is your payment history. 30% of your score is the utilization. Now, the way utilization is calculated is they take basically every personal account that you have on your personal credit file. They have what's called a statement date, right? So if you have a $20,000 personal credit card, let's say the due date is the 15th and the statement date is the 18th, right? So what you want to get in the habit of doing is paying down that card really down to like 10%, 10 and 5%, right? Because you don't want to pay it off in full. You don't want to leave a zero balance. And that's not for every card, across the board. So let's say you have 5 credit cards. You don't want to have them all zeroed out. Leave a little bit on one of them so that you can get at least a 1 to 3% utilization. But if you're using your cards, that's not a bad thing. You just have to know when your statement date is, because if you don't know what your statement date is and you have a balance on that credit card, that balance will then get reported to the credit bureaus. So that's where you have to get into some high level strategies where you maybe have to hide your utilization, right? And there's ways to do that, or just pay the cards down before the actual statement date. Don't wait until don't, pay the minimum balance, right? Don't just pay the minimum balance, pay it off in full before the statement date. Okay. So you don't bump up against that window. Now, American Express is great for giving you that statement date. They are absolutely wonderful for putting in your online banking when your statement was open and when the next statement date closes. So American Express is great for that. Capital One is good. Discover is good. They're all good for that. Okay. So that's where you have to be strategic. If you're using your cards, if you're doing like manufacturer spending, things like that, just understand that the statement date is going to be your best friend. That's going to be the date that you really need to pay the most attention to, because that can boost your score. I've seen people pay off credit cards and boost their score 60, 70 points just from paying their credit cards off. It is a huge percentage of it. 65%, right? 65% is paying on time and keeping the balances low. So you're talking about out of 850 points maximum, 65% of those points are tied to, high balances and paying on time. All right. So that's number two. Number one, stop applying for credit in a short window. Number two, make sure you keep your balances low. Now, I'm telling you this if you're looking to get more funding. If you already got 100,000, you already got 200,000 in funding, and you're just chilling on the money, you're kind of sitting on it. Maybe you want to put a vacation on one of your credit cards, right? Then, do it. But just understand that your score is going to drop. You're not going to be able to qualify for as much funding as you would if the scores were higher. And when you reach out to credit repair people and they're telling you pay the credit cards off, you can't get mad at them. Credit repair is for when you have negative items impacting your personal credit. It's not for having high balances. Credit repair will never solve having high utilization problems. I don't care who you hire to fix your credit. Unless they remove the account from your credit, then you lose the age. That's the only thing, getting the account removed from your credit. Other than that, you got to pay your credit cards. Okay. So start with one, then work your way to the next. All right, family. So number one, we said stop opening up credit in a short window. Number two, we said we're going to pay our balances down before the statement date. All right. And then number three, last tip for boosting your personal credit scores is you want to make sure that you apply for limit increases. Most people do not do this. I talk to so many people, so many clients and students. What they typically do is they will open up a credit card. Let's say they go get the Apple card. They run the Apple card play where they, freeze the personal credit, solve inquiry, they get approved. Right. Then what happens is they then use the card, let's say 90 days, pay it off, 90 days, pay it off. But they never ask for a limit increase. When you're using these credit cards and you're using them responsibly, you're paying it off, you're paying on time, you're paying more than the minimum balance, you should be rewarded for being a good borrower, right? Remember, for those of you who came to any of the master classes, you do not want to get into you do not want to be in a consumer mindset when you're using personal credit. You always want to be in a borrower mindset. You want to borrow the money, use it to, leverage it to get, access to more funding with your personal credit, or you want to use it, access it to leverage it to create more revenue streams, whether that's Airbnb, credit repair, real estate, Toro, whatever type of funding, trucking, whatever business that you own or you seek to operate, right? You want to use the funding, pay it back. Use the funding, pay it back. Okay. But you never want to get in a situation where you're not applying for limit increases. The limit increases is how you keep the utilization low, right? So shout out to my wife. She hit me up the other day. She said, "Hey, babe, Navy Federal just increased my limit to 20,000. Now, that was an automatic approval. That was an automatic increase. She didn't have to ask for it. What I'm telling you is whether they give it to you or you ask for it, you should be getting these increases every 90 days. You should be asking for it. Discover is great for this. Every 90 days, you ask Discover for a limit increase. Make sure you pay the card almost off. I would say almost dang near off, right? Maybe keep like $50 balance. Pay it down to like $50 with Discover. And when you pay it down to $50, go in the online app, or you can do it. You can call the number on the back of your Discover card, or you can go on the online app. The online app is great. If you got it on your phone or if you got, the website, you can literally go in there in the back office and request a limit increase every 90 days. And typically you'll get approved for it as long as you haven't missed any payments and your balance is low. Like I said, pay it down to maybe $50. Don't pay it completely off, but just pay it down. American Express is good for this. They'll start increasing your limits as well. So you just have to get into the habit, guys, of asking for the limit increases, okay? And you want to do this every 90 days. If you do it every 6 months, yeah, you can, but I would say every 90 days because if you're doing what we said to do, right? You're not applying for a lot of new credit, I mean you're not opening up new accounts, taking your age down. You're using accounts that you have open frequently and regularly. You're paying down your revolving lines, right? So you're paying down your credit cards, your lines of credit, getting those paid down. You should be applying for limit increases because that's typically not a hard inquiry. It's an existing account, right? So it's not a new account. And let's say you go from a $10,000 credit card limit to a $15,000, $20,000 credit card limit. Now your utilization is opened tremendously, right? And so now it's just a matter of playing the game properly. Now, I know I get this question a lot. If you're going to open new accounts on your personal credit, I suggest you do it in a 6 to 12 month window. So that's what I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of applying for credit once, maybe twice a year on the personal side. Now, I know for those of you who are in credit repair, you're cleaning up your personal credit. Yes, we're going to have to actually we're going to actually have to do a lot of applying in a short window. So maybe the first month or two coming out of credit repair, when your scores pop up in the 700, 720s, yes, you're going to get a bunch of increase in new accounts. But outside of that, in that first round of funding on the personal side, every 6 months, every 6 months, every 6 months, if you say, I like this new Bank of America, yada, yada, yada card. I know True Lion is going to give me 90 days with this hard inquiry on my personal credit. Maybe I focus on the banks, and line them up. You can line them up. You got 6 months to line up the banks, have conversations, go to different banks, go to different credit unions and just say, hey, my name is Audrey. I see that you guys offer the 0% interest personal credit card. What are the requirements? What income do I need? Typically, what's the credit score that you guys like? What bureau do you guys normally pull from? Those type of questions. Ask those questions maybe a month or two before you even apply. Because what you can do then is you can line them up, right? You can start to say, okay, these 4 banks, they pull Equifax. These 3 banks pull Experian. Most of these Navy Federals and they pull TransUnion. So now you have the game plan. So even if you hit 3 at a time, there's 9 new accounts. So let's say you pop Navy for 15K. Let's say you pop who pulls TransUnion? Let's say the Apple card give you 10K. And then let's say you got another TransUnion Bank of America card for 10K. So that's 25K right there, right? That's just TransUnion. That's 3 for TransUnion. Now, let's say you do Experian. Let's say you do First Tech Credit Union. They pull Experian. Then let's say you do Chase. Chase pulls Experian. And then let's say your third Experian pull is Redstone Federal Credit Union. That's 3 on Experian. That's 3 on TransUnion. That's still 6 inquiries. That's 3 per bureau. Now, let's say you go to Equifax, right? You hit Equifax. You go to Truist. They give you 10K. You go to Citi pulls Equifax. All right. And then you do True Lion Federal Credit Union, or you do State Employees Credit Union of Maryland, or you do State Employees Credit Union of North Carolina. They both pull Equifax. Now, I think in State Employees Credit Union in North Carolina, you have to be a state employee. State Employees Credit Union of Maryland, you can join the American Consumer Council and become a member. But all that to say, you can still be strategic. So now you got these 9 accounts, right, that you got in your possession. Every 6 months, you take those same 9 accounts and you start to ask for limit increases. So you're not opening up new credit in 6 months. You're just asking the bank for more funding. You're asking the same people who gave you money to give you more money. That's going to help your credit score a lot faster than opening up a bunch of random new accounts, right? Getting a bunch of hard inquiries and things of that nature. So remember, these are the tips that you need to kind of be mindful of as you start to go into the next half of the year. Remember, July 1st is Friday. We're going into the next 6 months of the year, family. I want everybody to be on these live streams with approvals, period. Approvals. That's all I care about. Whether you work with me, whether you watch these videos, approvals. I'm always going to push approvals. I don't care about your 80 Paydex. I don't care that you got a $20,000 Navy Federal card. Approvals with an S. Approvals. Multiple approvals, multiple lenders. That's all I care about. So these 3 things will boost your personal credit score. Stop applying for personal credit. Pay your balances down. And make sure you ask for limit increases every 90 days. I promise you, you will definitely see great results in your personal credit. So we'll get into some Q&A real quick. What's up, family? Nicole in the building. PNC, excuse me, they pull from Experian. So yeah, they normally pull from Experian as far as the personal and business credit cards. We got another question. Servia said, is it an inquiry for a limit increase? Most times it's a soft pull. So that's a good question, Servia. You have to ask that question when you apply. Now, I know for Discover it's a soft pull. I know for American Express it's a soft pull. and I know for Chase, it's a soft pull. Typically, anytime the credit unions run your personal credit, yes, it's a hard inquiry. So you can kind of gauge it there. Now, even if you get the hard inquiry, it's not a new account. That's the trip up. That's well, number one, stop applying for new credit. Even if you get a hard inquiry, inquiries after about 60 days, they don't have as much of an impact. But new accounts are going to hurt you for at least 90 to 180 days. Because remember, like we said, with that FICO scoring model, you don't get any points until the account is at least 3 months old. All right. My guy Ravi said, "Got to get you to got to get to you about hosting in Miami." Yeah, man, we're gonna definitely do the Miami meetup. I think we're gonna do like North. We're gonna probably do Fort Lauderdale, either Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, maybe even West Palm, but it'll be in the Miami area for sure. It'll be in the Miami area. Probably won't be South Beach or Brickell, but we'll definitely be in the area. We'll be in South Florida for sure. Probably Fort Lauderdale, more than likely, man. So Ravi, man, definitely hit me up, shoot me an email, man. Let's make it happen, my brother. If you know some spots in Fort Lauderdale, South Florida, I would love to pull up. All right. Questions. Queens Forever says, I'm desiring to speed up my ability. Oh, yeah, we already went through that one. Kings Forever said, never apply for business credit because I'm working on my personal credit. Even if you're working on your personal credit, your business profile is kind of separate from your personal credit. So that's good that you've been working on your business profile. I would say start with whoever your business bank with. So if you're bringing in revenue, if you have a business bank account established, that would be my first stop. And sorry guys, I'm eating this cough drop. This vid is still serious. Let's see. Sandra said, "My got sick, and we had almost a 700 credit score. He got sick, was out for work." Oh, my husband. Yeah. Now, if you got late payments and things of that nature, you can try to dispute those things. Remember, nothing has to be reported on your personal credit. So if you're calling Capital One, or if you're talking to these mortgage companies and they're telling you, "Oh, we can't, update anything," that's a bold-faced lie. There's no law that says anything has to be reported to your credit report. These people pay money to furnish data to the credit bureaus because they know those banks are more valuable to the credit bureaus than we are. We don't pay for a credit score. Capital One pays TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian to report this information. So just remember that the credit bureaus are privately owned companies. But yeah, Sandra, I would just start, working with a credit repair company or doing it yourself. In our 100K blueprint program, we show you how to actually go in and start, the dispute process on your own. I would just start there and, just read your credit report because there are things that you can get removed based on factual information. So that's what I would do. Case Forever said, do you have to get in their 30s to begin building credit? Yes. You do want to start with vendor accounts. You can do NAV. You can do the one NAV account. I would get the BP MasterCard, and I would do A to B or the Exxon Mobil City card. That's what I would do. I would get 2 gas cards, and then I would probably do. I would still do Business T-shirt Club, and then I would do Summa Office Supplies, and I would do Strategic Network Solutions. I mean, CEO Creative does report to DNB, but they make you pay that annual fee. I feel like Business T-shirt Club, every business owner could get their logo put on a T-shirt. You can sell those T-shirts, make your money back, or just use it for like free promo. Give out the shirts at the mall, or get people to wear your shirts in YouTube videos or whatever the case may be. But you can utilize the Business T-shirt Club trade line for pretty much any business's marketing, putting your logo on the T-shirt. And they have good quality shirts too. It's not like they have like cheap, non-name brand. They have the good quality brands that you see in the mall and online. They have great quality t-shirts. So I would do Business T-shirt Club. I would do the BP MasterCard. I would do the One Nav account. I would do either the City Exxon Mobil gas card or A to B. They report. And then I would do Summa Office Supplies or Strategic Network Solutions. That would be my handful of accounts. I would just keep that handful and then build on top of that. All right, let's get into these questions. My brother Santana, what's going on? What's happening? Trade Foe in the building. Oh, my guy said talk about PayPal Trust. Got you. So yeah, man, when y'all send me DMs or emails, I mean, email is best. If you DM me a question on Facebook or Instagram, that's not the best place for me to answer that question. And here's why. I need more context when you ask questions. So like this PayPal Trust question, it's a lot of moving parts. I can't really get into it in a DM. Now, some people may say, oh, well, you're just asking for money for consultations. Not so much the money part of it. It's really just the time tied to it. But my guy showed up. He said, asked him about the PayPal Trust. I told him, remind me. So here we go. PayPal Trust, right? The way that it works, if you're trying to liquidate a credit card, right? And this is kind of high level. So I'm giving the game, but you guys got to reach out to us if you need more backstory. So let's say you have a business and you have you have a PayPal business account. So you have your PayPal business account, and then you have your significant other has a PayPal business account. Okay. What you have to do is you have to trust this person, because what's going to happen is your company is going to invoice, your company, right? Your LLC. Their LLC. Sorry. See how I'm getting confused? They're going to invoice you. So this is your significant other's LLC, right? They are going to send you an invoice for, let's say, $5,000, right? You are then going to, with your LLC, pay the $5,000. They're going to send you this invoice via PayPal, okay? When you pay that invoice, you just gave them $5,000. That $5,000 is now sitting in their business bank account. You have to trust that this person is going to give you that $5,000 to pay this credit card back that you use, your Truist business credit card or your Navy Federal or whatever business credit card. You have to make sure that this person is trustworthy. So that's what we talk about the PayPal trust method. I hope that makes sense, SKKK10. You have to trust whoever's invoicing you and you're paying with that business credit card if you're looking to liquidate the card. Now, I don't recommend doing this with gift cards. I'll put it like that. Use a credit card. But that's kind of how you can utilize PayPal to liquidate a card if you want to do a real estate deal or something like that. So hopefully SK10 that answered your question. Because yeah, it's a little involved. There's a lot of moving parts to it. There's some other payment processes you can use, but I would just use PayPal. I wouldn't even try to play around with it. Go Crystal said, loving you and your family. Thanks for everything. Appreciate it. Go Crystal. Appreciate you. Appreciate the family. Ivorine said, does Business T-shirt Club report to Equifax? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They report to all 3 business bureaus. All right, we'll do 2 more questions, man. We're gonna hop up out of here. Benita said, what about plastic? Plastic is good. Now, the thing you have to realize about plastic, though, is that you need an invoice. So that business that's invoicing you, they need to be legit. They need to be on the map. They need to have Google My Business. That's why I say PayPal is a little easier to set up, because you could literally have a business account as long as you got your LLC, EIN, all of that stuff. You're good to go. We'll do 1 more question, man, before we roll out, man. Make sure y'all like this video, man. My channel, man. What's going on, man? Y'all not loving me no more, man. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Make sure y'all head over to the masterclass. I'm telling you, that masterclass, that easily could be $1,000 course. I'm going to be real. And I'm not just saying that because it's my program. It could be $1,000 course. A lot of gurus don't even touch FICO. They don't even tell you about tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 business and personal bank credit cards. So make sure you go over. It's a free event for general admission, $97 for VIP. It's really like a family reunion. VIP is really like a family reunion, man. We just get together, we hang out, we talk about strategies, we talk about the PayPal trust method, all of these things. We get into it in the VIP sessions. So it's kind of like a cheat code. Like I told you, Andre, he came to the VIP session in May. And in 30 days, he was able to run that Wells Fargo play and get a 15K credit card. That easy. So, I mean, the stuff works, family. The stuff works. But yeah, man, I don't see any questions. So I'm gonna definitely wrap it up, man. If we don't have any questions, we'll take one more question if you guys got questions. But again, man, July 23rd, the next business funding one-day masterclass goes down. Also, a lot of you guys have been emailing asking for, some more one-on-one type style help. Just email info@cbcanetwork.com and the team will reach out to you. We'll get you a link and get you on the calendar to talk about how we can help you reach your funding goals faster. But other than that, family, I don't have much left. Boost your personal credit, get your scores tight, make sure your profile is tight. The profile is what we need to focus on. The profile will help you get approved for way more funding than a credit score ever will. Credit score really just literally only determines your interest rate. So with that said, I don't see any questions in the chat that we have not covered. So I'm going to hop off the live, family. I'll leave this up. Comment below. What do you guys think? What's the easiest way to boost your personal credit? Comment below and let me know. What's the easiest way to boost your personal credit? I'm curious to strategies that you guys have, right? I don't know everything. But these 3 tips I know for a fact will get you north of 720 in less than 30 days. So I'm going to hop off, family. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you check out the masterclass. It's $97 for VIP. I really can't make it any cheaper than that. And you get the handouts, right? It's really a no-brainer. But I'm going to get off of here. I'll see you guys next week. I love you, family. Also, we're going to be doing some new things with the channel. We're going to stay tuned. We're going to be doing a lot more live streams, man. You guys say you want more live streams. We're going to be doing more live streams. We're going to be doing more podcast style, interview style content. So just be on the lookout for that. All right. All right. I appreciate you guys. And y'all, thank you for continuing to ride with me, and we'll see you next week.